see. I do not remember the last time I posted or recorded a video, so you guys just have to bear with me while I try to get back into the flow of how this thing goes. I'm not gonna like just go into depth, but you know, it's been a lot of things happening in between the time that I started YouTube and now. Kind of been all over the place, literally, but that's all behind us now. I'm here to stay, and I promise to post more content more consistently. But anyway, so it was suggested by a friend that I start doing like mukbang. I don't know if it's mukbang or mukbang, whatever. This is gonna be like my first mukbang video, whatever, because like I eat a lot and I figure, you know, may as well. So right now I am in Queens, New York, and I ordered some food from this Mexican joint. It's called birria or birria. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if it's birria or birria, but this is my first time eating these type of tacos. It's the one that you dip into the transmission oil. So I'm just gonna show you guys what I have. In the meantime, I thought that it would be like cool to share like just some things that's kind of been like on my mind, some things that my friends have been experiencing, some things I've been experiencing and learning or whatever. So I'm gonna give you guys some of what I perceive as some dating mistakes. Just, I don't know, like I said, just stuff that I've done, things that's happened to me, and you know, things that I've witnessed happen to other people. Just kind of picked up along the way, like, oh, you shouldn't do that. And no, I don't have a boyfriend, but that's why I feel like I'm more qualified to tell you guys what you're doing wrong. First, let me just show you guys what I have. I hope my friend Nyla is watching this, because one, she's the one who inspired this, and she and I are both very passionate about food. Like, let me adjust the camera so I can show you guys what I got. So this is what I have. I hope you guys can see that well. I don't know. These are obviously the tacos. And it came with the lime and cilantro and onions. And this is my latte. I just feel like it's only right. Like, anytime they got Mexican street corn, I'm going to get it. But yeah, my latte. And I got some, this is the transmission oil. Let me stop. Please excuse my hands. I'm very much aware of what my hands look like and the fact that they resemble midgets. Is that offensive? Is that like an offensive term? I wouldn't know. I'm sorry if it is. But legally, I'm like a couple inches away from being a midget. So I think this is called consomme soup. I'm not sure. I have absolutely no room to be sitting here trying to have a daggone feast. And which I'm honestly probably not gonna eat this, but I got some churros. I honestly kind of just got this for the sake of the video, so I could just like have a variety. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. But yeah, so okay, so first things first, this is like something I'm still learning to establish, but having a lack of boundaries, and that's just from like a general aspect, like just having a lack of boundaries just will invite, you know, a plethora of problems, especially in regards to relationships. I should probably show you guys the dip, I'm sorry, but I think that's it's good.
I'm letting my tortilla fall apart. I let it sit too long. But just having like a lack of boundaries. For one, in regards to yourself, and you know, just letting people disrespect you or do something that you don't like and you're passive about it, you know, that just basically sends them a message that they can do whatever they want when it comes to you, and they'll always be accepted. Their behavior will always be accepted. So I think it's really important to establish boundaries. And by boundaries, I also mean, is this ghetto, y'all? Like, am I doing this right? But also, like, I feel like a problem that a lot of us have is we try to just be chill about things or whatever, especially when it comes to like titles and all of that type of stuff. You don't want to be the person that's like, so what are we, you know, like what do we have going on? Like, you don't want to just throw that onto somebody. But it's like, you have to have definition when it comes to a relationship. Like, I'm not saying like, okay, first day in, you know, what we got going on, but you know what it is that you want. And you need to, first of all, like, define that with yourself. And, you know, let that be known, like, when you're establishing some sort of, you know, relationship with someone. Because a lot of times, and I don't want to just put this on men, but a lot of times, like, when you don't have, like, that square space to know what you have with someone, you kind of cross undefined lines, you know what I'm saying? So that puts you in a position, because you know, something that they do, you're like, oh, well, I can't really say nothing because we're not dating or whatever. So like I said, I think that's very important to have definition. Like, it's okay to, you know, to know what you want, like, but first of all, you have to establish that with yourself. And if it's something that you don't want, you already know what you have the capacity for. Second of all, one word that I really hate, I feel like it catches us all up, is potential. I hate, somebody text me, I hate that word. Like, that is something, that would have anybody messed up. Because it's like, first of all, anybody has potential to be anything. It's like, I feel like as long as you're waiting on someone's potential, you're definitely wasting time. Because I think we hold on to someone's potential because of something they may have started doing in the beginning of y'all getting to know one another, and then they change, and so you're like, well, we could potentially get back to this place that we were in. But, or it's either like they show you glimpses every once in a while, like just stuff like, but it's not something that they do all the time. You're setting yourself up. I feel like waiting on somebody's potential is indefinitely a waste of your time, because it's up to them to manifest their own potential. That's not on you. You can encourage them to, you can express what you feel that their potential is, but it's only so much that you can do. It's up to them to decide how they want to treat you, what they want to give you. It's up to them to decide what they want to do with their lives, all of that. So it's like, if you waiting on somebody's potential to manifest, don't hold your breath. podcast will get messy. Everyone's getting happy. It's getting messy.
I feel like, you know, a lot of times we can define what it is that we want, and that's not an issue. But the issue comes when, like I said, like seeing someone's potential. Once you see that somebody isn't reflecting what it is that you want, it's like at that point you're just always setting yourself up for disappointment. And I feel like that leaves room for settling, because it's like you want to have this relationship with somebody, or just somebody, you know, you just want a relationship. And so you kind of just settle for what you have in front of you. But it's like, that's just gonna always leave you feeling empty. That's gonna always leave you frustrated. And that's harmful for the other person, you know. If they're not fulfilling your expectations, it's okay to move on. It's okay to accept that and be real about it. Like, you're not exactly what I want. You're not doing exactly what I want. Or I'm not exactly attracted to you. Or whatever the case may be. But it's like, don't just take what you have in front of you and, you know, just have what it is that you want in the back of your mind. And just expect that to unfold. It's very unhealthy. And this one, this is a mistake I didn't realize I was making until I saw it in someone else that was like trying to pursue me. But being too eager, that's definitely a red flag. Because it's like, why do you want this relationship so bad? And I think it's important to always, like, I guess, first of all, is this goat meat or beef? It's giving goat. And I don't think that means like it's a lack of, you know, self-esteem or anything, but it's just like, when you coming on too strong to somebody, or too far, or a little too aggressive, or even just a little bit too open, I think that makes the person automatically retract. Like it's cool you digging me, but, you know, I don't know. I just think it makes somebody uneasy. And I don't say that because like, somebody did that to me. Like, he was perfect. I won't say perfect, but very attractive. He had a lot going for himself. Very intelligent. We laughed a lot. It was a good time being around him. But it's like, he was just so eager. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. I just think it kind of just makes somebody step back. Like, it's like trying to sell a product. Like why do you want me to buy this so bad? Like, what's wrong with it? Like, I feel like that's the message you're saying when you're being eager. I think it pays off to pace yourself in a relationship and, you know, just build a sturdy foundation. Like, I think it's okay to just take your time and just let things mellow out or whatever. I feel like the stronger that the friendship is, you know, the stronger that the relationship would be. But that's just my opinion. Another huge mistake, this is something I've had to learn countless times. Don't ignore red flags, especially not the first one, because the first one's gonna always come back to bite you in the ass without fail. And once you see the first one and you just kind of let it slide, or you're just like too observant and not really active about it, it's gonna be more red flags. So it's like, don't make excuses for that. And that's another thing with boundaries. It's like, the first time somebody got you messed up, you're just gonna nip it in the bud right there. And I feel like it's important to, like, when you see a red flag,
I feel like it's super important to just go ahead and address it right then and there. Like, don't fear being like, you know, the nagging type or whatever. If something don't feel right, like if something, you know when something's off, you know when you feeling some type of way, and you know, if you address it, one, that'll kind of set the tone, like, I'm not to be played with. Two, I feel like it'll give you insight on what you can expect from the other person, because if you say something and they kind of got like a gaslighting tendency, or it's, you know, confrontational just by you voicing yourself, like, it kind of, like I said, it just gives you a little bit more like insight as to the type of person that you're dealing with and what you can expect from them. It's like, once you ignore that red flag, it just tells the other person, like, all right, she's a green light, he's a green light, I can do whatever I want, you know? If you don't address it, or you make compromise, or you try to be understanding about, it's one thing to be understanding and understand why somebody does something or whatever, but if it's personally affecting you, then it's worth you stating something about it and, you know, giving them an opportunity to adjust, make a change, to evolve past that or whatever. But yeah, but like I said, I feel like the worst thing you can do is to ignore it, because it'll come back. Another mistake that I'm embarrassed to admit is not having your own life. God. Please find whatever it is that you're passionate about. If you don't know, that's okay. Figure it out. Because it's like, if you don't have your own life, one, it's just going to be too available for the other person. And I feel like by default, that's a turn off. Like, even if, you know, they're actually not showing it, I feel like subconsciously it turns somebody off. Too available. You're always wondering what they're doing, waiting on them to hit you up. And you kind of just get consumed with your relationship. Like, if that's the only thing you got going on in your life, then you need a life. Like, you need something to have going on. 9 times out of 10, if you ain't having sorry, if you don't have nothing going on, then they don't have nothing going on. Y'all just want to be in each other's face all day, getting on each other's nerves. Or if you don't have nothing going on and they do, that could breed insecurity, and you're either going to start mirroring them, trying to get, you know, into their life, or, you know, become more of what they want, and all of that. You need to be your own person. Or, like I said, you just want to be just there, like, you know, I feel like that's self-explanatory. Other than having a job, have a hobby. Have several hobbies. Make some new friends. Have some new goals. Do something other than working or being unemployed and just waiting on your significant other. Or your potential significant other to come around. Back to stating that if you don't have a life, 9 times out of 10, they don't. Because honestly, who would be attracted to somebody that don't, you know, we just have nothing going on? I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean that, like, in an obvious way. But yeah, if you don't have nothing going on, then, you know, 9 out of 10, they don't have nothing going on, so y'all just in each other's face all day. And that just takes the freshness out of a relationship. It gets really stagnant. Y'all in each other's space too much. Y'all getting annoyed with each other. At first it's all fine and dandy, but after a minute it gets old. And it's good to know somebody thoroughly, but I'm just saying, any space, everybody does. Another one I feel is important is having trust issues and not working through them or working past them, or using that as an excuse. Like I hate hearing that, like, oh, I got trust issues, I can't help that I got trust issues. Baby, we all got trust issues. When it comes to love, you are inevitably taking a risk. It's no way around that. You're putting your heart, your, emotions, and, your vulnerability into somebody else's hands and hoping that they don't abuse it or, hurt you in some sort of way. So it's up to you to evolve past your own trauma or your own heartbreak or whatever's happened before. Because if you just hold your trust issues to such a high degree and have that as your filter to select people, it's like, when you're just going to keep experiencing, well, you're more than likely going to keep experiencing the same thing over and over, or you're going to project that onto your new partner when they may not be anything they're not comparable, whatever word is, in any way to your last partner or what's happened before. But it's like, it's not necessarily their job to help you get past your trust issues. Like, it's they help condition that trust. They help build that trust between you and them, but it's ultimately up to you to evolve past the things that have been done to you and learn to be aware of, current situations and stuff like that. So yeah, like, don't just dangle your trust issues over someone's head. Like, whenever you make a mistake or they make a mistake and you're just like, oh, I got trust issues, I can't help it. Like, you can. You have to learn how to trust and how to build trust between you and someone else. So this was something that I recently had to discover about myself. Like, I have had a problem with verbalizing myself and my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions. And mainly because of just having the constant experience of feeling unseen or unheard, or when I do, they get rejected or ignored or whatever. So I pretty much built a fear of expressing myself and communicating and doing that thoroughly, without suppressing it and then just letting it explode. But if you're in a situation where, one, you feel like you can't express yourself without it causing some sort of confrontation, or without you ultimately being hurt or rejected in some sort of way, please leave. Like, it's like, you shouldn't be afraid to voice yourself and express yourself, especially within your intimate relationships. Like, you deserve the effort. Like, you deserve the effort to be understood. You deserve to be seen, to be heard, to have your emotions, validated, or someone, putting forth the effort to try to understand you or console you or reassure you or whatever. Like, you deserve that. So, like I said, like, if you're constantly experiencing, or you're afraid to say something, or you're afraid to address something, that's just gonna build resentment within you. You're gonna build resentment for yourself, and you're gonna build resentment for the other person, and things will never be balanced. So if you feel like you can't do that in your current situation, I say peace out. This one, I'll be honest, kind of just hit me last night. Like, I've heard this before, I've kind of came to this realization before, but not in the way that I did last night. But I like to journal. I like to journal a lot. I like to use journaling as an outlet to express myself.
and my thoughts and my desires. And I also like to use it as a tool of manifestation. But last night I was writing and I'm like, I deserve to be pursued. And then it just dawned on me like I do deserve to be pursued, but I don't really give people the opportunity to pursue me. It's like, if I like somebody and once they like me, like, I just lay my cards all out on the table. Like, I'm just wide open. Like, you can get whatever you want from me. And it's like, I feel like that is probably the number one reason why things go left in my relationships, because I don't design a relationship or a dynamic for them to be able to pursue me. Like, I kind of just give them everything right then and there. I just kind of let everything down, the guards down. And I'm a person, I like to give, so it's like I'm giving a lot, I'm being, I just, at least in my experience, if you give somebody the opportunity to pursue you, then that just translates, that just pretty much defines more of your own self-worth and your own self-esteem, because you do deserve to be earned versus somebody just being able to do one thing or show you the bare minimum or express at least some sort of reciprocation. Like, that shouldn't just make you just like automatically green light with everything. Like I said, like, pace yourself and give them the opportunity to earn you. Give them the opportunity to see you as someone to earn. You know what I'm saying? Like, have high value for yourself. It's like if somebody just gives you like a bag or whatever, like something that costs a lot, and they just hand it to you, like, without some sort of set value or whatever. Like, I don't think you're really going to just see what was given to you as something like to really just hold with a sort of reverence and a true appreciation, because it was just given to you so easily, versus you knowing what the worth of it is and you being able to earn that worth. So I don't know if that made sense. But I hope that I have a hard time like trying to say what I'm trying to say. Like, I have a hard time like vocalizing myself. I'm a writer, not a speaker. But yeah, like I said, just give someone the opportunity to earn you. Like, don't just give yourself, don't just just have sex or whatever, or give them whatever they want right then and there. Like, I just think that just decreases your value, at least in a perceptual way. So yeah. And lastly, I think that having a lack of self-awareness is probably one of the most crucial things to just make everything fall apart. One being, like I said, if you aren't aware of what you are experiencing, and if you aren't aware of what invites those type of things into your life, then you're more than likely going to keep experiencing that same thing over and over. So I think that while you shouldn't internalize what someone else does to you, like if somebody was a shitty person to you, like, don't just automatically look at yourself and think, oh, what's wrong with me, because whatever. But just do some self-reflecting. Like, what type of messages have you sent? What type of boundaries have you failed to uphold, or that sort of thing, for people to feel like they can treat you the way that you've let them treat you? Or what have you allowing yourself to settle for? Because in reality, most of the things that we experience are just a reflection of what we feel that we deserve. So if someone comes into your life and they're doing the opposite of what it is that you want them to do, or being the opposite of what you want them to be,
it's like it's up to you to be honest with yourself and just, you know, have that sort of awareness to say, okay, this person is showing me something other than what I feel I deserve, so I'm not going to keep allowing this relationship to continue or whatever. And, you know, what type of qualities do the people have in common that you are attracting, you know? Because, like I said, like, wow, you shouldn't internalize what people do to you, but you should have the self-awareness to think to yourself, if this is recurring constantly, it's obviously something that I'm doing. And that doesn't mean like just automatically fall into a vow of pity or, you know, whatever. Like, that's the time to be honest with yourself and, you know, ask yourself the important questions. Am I reinforcing my standards? Am I reinforcing my boundaries? And, you know, am I being the person that I want to be? Am I being truly committed to myself and the things that I said that I was going to do? Or am I representing myself in a way that Okay, y'all, I thought my camera died and my video didn't save. Like, I was really hurt. But yeah, so like I was saying, just have the tenacity to be self-aware and honest with yourself. I'm like about to eat one of these and call it quits. I'm full. Oh, you probably wanted to see that. But yeah. So that's really it. That's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm very nervous because this is my first video that I've uploaded in ages. And I'm probably going to cringe watching this back and editing it and stuff. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a thumbs up. Make sure you're following. Leave a comment, whatever. You know, the whole gibberish. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.